especially for those of you who really want to be a millionaire and you're not just talking. If you're just talking, then there's a club for that. They look great. They wear all the t-shirts that say that they're a boss and they're doing nothing. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person behind you.
Because I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.
Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of WorkHARDAholics. So, if this is your first time with us, bienvenido. Welcome. We're glad to have you. If you've been a part of our tribe, we're also glad to see you again. For those of you who don't know, a workaholic is someone who is always doing something. We don't rest on our laurels. We don't wait for the world to come to us. We take it to the world. I feel like taking it to the streets should be unofficially part of our theme song. I just feel this way. I want to break out into it every time after I do the intro. Taking it to the streets. Okay, that's another story for another time. So here's the deal. For those of you who love excellence, right? You like to work. You like to have your task and your goals and to get things done, and it makes you feel good and feel great and feel better and feel alive. But you have people in your life who are like, it doesn't take all of that. Relax, relate, release. They want you to take a break. They're like, oh my God, it's Saturday. Are you really going into the office? Or in my case, it's Sunday. You just finished church and you're going where? Yes, I'm going to the office so that Monday can be magnificent. If that's you, welcome home. You found your tribe, you found your people, you found your place. You found the right people. Okay, so here's the deal. We come together every Wednesday at 1 Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching a replay, we like you too. You're just doing it on your own time. That's what we do anyway. We come together to learn a new word, learn how to communicate better, learn a time tool technique, learn how to be a better workaholic, right? Not just to talk about it, but to do it, to get it done together. And say it with me, people, balance, right? So, a bunch of these gray hairs that I have didn't come naturally. And we're trying to keep you so that your gray hairs are because it's just that time for you. In my case, genetically, my people, we're born with gray hair. Just an FYI. Side note. But we want you to live a life where you're not rushing yourself into the grave either. So we'll come together to help you be more efficient, to be better at what you're doing so that you can work hard, play harder, and business better. Yay! Okay, so we start each week the same way. We start off with our word for the week. And this week our word is I'm supposed to introduce myself. Okay. All right, fine. I can do it. All right, so I am Shirley Crawford, the original WorkHARDAholic, the executive director of the Women's Business Center, the owner of Second Chance Consulting, author, speaker, podcaster, radio host, blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff. I've been doing small business consulting for over 25 years. Yeah, I'm getting up there in age now. And is that enough validation for the day? I hope so, because I'm moving right along. Moving along now, we're going to go back to our word for the week. So our word this week is effectuate. Am I the one who geeks out every time I hear a word, even though I pick the words out? Effectuate. And really, so if you're not seeing the visual aids because you're not on here on Facebook, effectuate, it's really about the process of getting something done, the force behind getting something done. Effectuate. Right. And so I like my little picture today, my little cartoon, because the guy basically hires like a mob boss, and he's like, that's who he's using to help him accomplish his financial planning goals. Anyway, I thought it was cute. But effectuate. All right. And so part of the reason why we have this word this week, is this our first episode of the year? Oh, wow. This is it's our first episode of 2021. I don't know why I didn't realize that in advance. But with that in mind, right, that means we're gearing up for this new year. Everyone had all their statements about 2020 and, a lot of negative things. Y'all know my perception on 2020 was a little different than most people. But here it is. You asked for a new year. You got the new year. What are you going to do with it? Right? What tools are you going to utilize to effectuate your success in 2021? So it's time to stop talking about it. Stop all this, the whining. Time out for all that. What's your action plan? What's your game plan? How are you going to effectuate your goals, desires, and outcomes for 2021? That's the real question. And that's where we're starting, right? So that's our first and foremost. And then with that in mind, I'm actually going to share about our book it moment. And so every week, we always share a book. Most of them are from our library. But if you all have a book that you think is something that would be of interest to our community, please put it in the comments, send me a message, Shirley at WorkHARDAholics.com. Post it on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Let us know if there is a book that you'd like for us to share or that you think would be a good resource or a tool. We'll be happy to share it as well. But this week's book is The Introvert Entrepreneur. Kate Bulow, I believe is how she says her last name. I could be wrong. I don't know her. I don't know how she says her last name. But here's the thing. I say it all the time that I'm an introvert. And I recognize that confuses people because I seem so, sociable. Being an introvert does not mean that I am socially awkward. Introverts, I'm standing up for you people. This is for you. Being introverted does not mean that I don't have social skills, that I'm not adept, that I can't have conversation, I can't present. It means that my energy is drawn with alone time. So like right now, I am looking online for a reservation for a beach hotel. I am. Because I need that time to recharge. And my full plan is that when I book it, I will take no phone calls. I won't check email. I'm trying to figure out the email thing. I think I will give the hotel number out for in case of emergencies, and everything else I will avoid. I think that's the game plan I'm coming up with. I'm pretty sure that's it. We shall see. But that's where I think I am. Because as an introvert, I need to recharge, and I haven't had an opportunity to recharge in a long time, right? Because of the crisis of how things have been going with the pandemic, then all of my clients, all of our business owners, they have had needs and I've had to respond to those. For family, we've been responding to those and had concern for other people, and so I had to put aside vacation plans. But now, I'm all locked and loaded. So as an introvert, as far as the book goes, so one of the great things that the book talks about, The Introvert Entrepreneur, is because we live in a society that's created and rewards extroverts. And you've heard me talk about it before in bits and pieces, right? Generally speaking, if like the saying goes, I said it, I think last week or week before, closed mouths don't get fed. That's how our society operates. So if you're quietly doing the work, you don't get credit. If you are not sharing, I did that. Or if you are so involved in being a team player that you forget that you are rated individually, then oftentimes we're great to promote someone else. We're great to say, hey, so and so did such and such, and isn't that amazing? Or we love that royal we. I use the we a lot. I won't deny it. I'll be like, oh, well, we did that when I did that. And for me, but when I do, I think about it consciously to say, do I need credit for this? Is that really relevant for me? Do I need credit for that? Is this going to rank up someplace else where it's important? And as an entrepreneur, I have to even be thinking, oh, well, I did all this work to make this conference happen, or this seminar, or this session, or my session at this event was the most popular. And so I need to take note of that and be okay with talking about it. So, but as an introvert, right, we don't put ourselves on display. We kind of keep ourselves behind the scenes. But one of the things is there are so many beautiful, beneficial things that introverts have and have to offer that extroverts, you're lovely, but you don't. And so even though we live in a society where we're rewarded for our extroversion, a lot of the true gold is found in the introversion. And not to get all geeky about it. I mean, I am a geek, but not to get too geeky about it. One of the things is like, as an introvert, we make the best managers. I stutter not when I say this. Introverts make the best managers. And here is why. We actually take the time to observe. Like extroverts spend a lot of time. Extroverts are the great motivational people, right? They love to pump up the room, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. They love all the engagement, like, yes, come talk to me. Oh yeah, let's go do blah 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 blah. But it's all coming from externally. Whereas with introverts, we see, and we're internalizing it. Right. So I spend a lot of time. Like I have a friend of mine. We love to just people watch. Like that is like a thing for us. Just to sit back in some public location and watch people. You all are hilarious. That is what we love to do it. Like just to see like the engagement, the interaction of this family and that couple and this person over there. And there's so much you can learn just from watching people. So as an entrepreneur, consider this. An introverted entrepreneur knows a lot more about their client than the extroverted entrepreneur does. Because let's say I run a dry cleaning business and someone is coming in and bringing their clothing in. And normally when you're doing dry cleaning, people don't come in like, once or twice a month. Some people come in weekly with different items. You start to remember and to learn like what type of things that they're having, what type of stains are they normally dealing with, what type of clothing are they normally bringing in, what are the items. And so from that, you can learn so much about what their needs are. Also, we listen more. Right. And so, especially like, I'll go back to the dry cleaning situation. People come in with their dry cleaning and they tell you the whole story of how they got that stain. Right. And so from that, we take that information and internalize. And from that, we will remember, oh, their birthday is this date because that's the date they brought in this item, or their anniversary, or their daughter or something. Or we remember that this happened because it was a college celebration. It's some of the beautiful things about being an introvert entrepreneur. And the book itself does a really nice job. What happens is that she interviews like a bunch of different introverted entrepreneurs. She didn't interview me. I guess she doesn't know me. It's okay. We forgive you. But she interviews a bunch of different introverted entrepreneurs and pulls out ways that we can embrace who we are, because we live in a society that says, hey, if you're not an extrovert, you're not doing this right. Then we don't always take the time to recognize where we are strong and to shine forth with it. Just a note. All right. So as I've already started, if you haven't noticed a theme, we're talking about it's time to, I said in the title, let's get ready to rumble. Do you all even know what that's from? Do you all know? Like, okay. I have to check because I am older than some of you. I'm younger than some of you, but I'm older than some of you. And sometimes I have these slightly dated references. But I want us all to be on the same page. All right? So here's the thing. It's the beginning of the new year. It's like fresh. Let's go. So I'm ready for us all to like just be ready to leap into our new year and to get things done. Like to really make a plan, to set our goals, to get our accomplishments, to get the real party started. Like it's time out to say, oh, well, I got held up because so-and-so didn't provide. I couldn't get this done because such and such. No more excuses, none of that. We're moving forward. We're going to be effectuating our game plans in 2021. All right. So even if you are an introverted entrepreneur, we're not even accepting that as an excuse anymore. Not an excuse. It's a great book. It's a great read. Mine is, I didn't bring my copy. It's at my house. I left it. It's not in my office library. It's in my home library. If you're nice, I might loan it out to you. Or I saw it's on sale on like thrift books for like $6. Amazon, it's like $14. Just sharing. Okay. As we continue to share, normally about right now, we'd have Christina joining us for our Socialita business check-in. And she's not here. Okay, so sometimes I have these like theatrical moments. And so normally Christina is to my left, and I always say to your right. So I'm like, Christina, please let us know about our Socialita business check-in. And she would say, okay, Shirley. Oh, okay. If you can't amuse yourself, who can? All right, so for our Socialita business check-in by Shirley. You're welcome. All right, I want to give a shout out first and foremost to the to the that's my sound effect for rewind. Rewind. Okay. First and foremost, the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn, where we help women to start, sustain, and succeed in business. That means you. Looking for office space, co-working space, we've got it all covered, including a mailbox rental as well, all at a low, low cost. Okay. So that's Women's Business Center. We are currently located in the Imagine Media Lab. Imagine yourself here. Okay. I am having like a great old time. And so I'm at the center. I'm in the Imagine Media Lab. I'm gonna go back to the shout outs, I promise. But we have like all kinds of gadgets everywhere and stuff is popping up everywhere. And we're once again we're ready to rumble too for 2021. So we got a few different things happening. And so like I'm looking all over the place. There's stuff like popping up all over. It's very exciting. 2021. It's very exciting. Okay, and back to those Socialita business check-in. Alrighty then. So of course, celebrating Socialita, your social media maven, right here in RVA. We also have fuller staffing for your HR needs. Then there's Legacy, managed by Ty. If you're looking for property management or real estate, if you're looking for an agent, then she is the one for you. That's Legacy, managed by Ty. And I told you we're here in the Imagine Media Lab, which is amazing. So if you have any media, podcasts, if you see all of our lovely like new graphics and our commercial that we're going to play again later, and all kinds of video work that you're seeing that's happening from the center, it's not me. That is clearly done at the Imagine Media Lab. So if you've been looking through our stuff going, oh, they look a lot more refined than before. There's a reason for that. It's called Imagine Media Lab. All right, in just a moment, we're going to get ready to hear a word from our sponsors.
Let Socialita help your business stand out from the crowd by building your brand success through social media management. We're located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100. Our website is www.socialitarva.com. You can also give us a call at 804-484-2001. Again, Socialita.
Imagine Media Lab, in partnership with the Women's Business Center, offers hourly rental to a multimedia studio. Create or edit digital assets for marketing. Record that podcast you've always wanted to start. Voiceovers and live stream. All equipment and software is included in your hourly rental. Located at the Women's Business Center, 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100. ImagineMediaLabs.com. Book your session today.
So thank you, sponsors. We appreciate you for allowing us to, have what we need to be here. All that good stuff. So please make sure that you support our sponsors. I keep waiting for like a response. That's the funny thing. Like I'm so used to there being an audience. I'm like, oh, you know what? If you all like one day, post-COVID, not now, we can start doing this live. Christina with a C is hanging out with me, the proprietor of the Imagine Media Lab, and she's looking at me funny. I think that'd be kind of cool to do the show. We do it live already. We could do it with a live studio audience. If you all are interested. Yes, that kind of live, Christina. So if you all are interested, drop us a line, because we could easily set that up. That could be like mid-2021. We should be okay to have a safe amount of small party, and I think that's a fabulous idea, if I say so myself. But you all let us know, because if you're not interested, then why would we bother? Alrighty then. So right now we're going to go on and talk about our time tool technique for the week. So once again, as a WorkHARDAholic, you're doing so much. You have so much going on. We want to share some tools with you, right? And so this is one that I have shared before. I have. But as we're starting a new year, I wanted to bring it back up again, because I want you all to be smart. To get smart. No one else enjoyed that with me? Okay. So I was thinking about the movie, but in general, I want you all to be smarter and how you're doing, how you're planning, how you're living, your activities for 2021, right? And SMART is an acronym. It's a pretty well known acronym, so nothing shocking or surprising about that in particular. But okay, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Um, I want to make sure that one, that I'm not about to blast you all with sound that you don't want. Okay, there we go. Okay, so SMART is an acronym. It stands for smart, specific. If you can see the screen, you can see it. But specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific. All right. So anytime, because I often talk about quantifiable goals. All right. But before you start with the goal, you have to think, is it smart or is it stupid? Okay. Okay. I told you, geek over here. I make no claims to otherwise. Okay. So SMART. Oftentimes we talk about, like right now. So it's 2021. I started in December of last year on my new weight loss goals. All right. And so when I say it's a matter of saying I don't want to be fat. Okay, that's not a specific goal. Specifically for me, I want to be able to do an hour of praise and worship, be able to sing and dance at the same time and not be out of breath. That's very specific. It's actually my old weight loss goal when I used to sing on the praise team. I don't sing on the praise team anymore, so it's not as relevant. But that's specific. When we talk about being specific, that's what we're looking for. It shouldn't just be some generic idea like, I want to be healthy. Well, what does that mean? Make it specific. Then we talk about the M is measurable, right? So in this case, I can say you can measure it in different ways. So I'm a firm believer that, especially as an African American woman, I don't measure up with the standard chart, the body fat composition chart, because I have things that your average Caucasian woman might not have. I have a rear end, I have hips, and it's all part of my structure, and I don't want to lose them, but they weigh stuff too. So if I'm going measurable, it might not be good enough to say that I want to be in this percentage of like the BMI chart. That might not be accurate, but I can say which is what I go by. I have a pair of pants that I purchased that I used to be able to wear. I want to be able to wear them again. So that's how I'm measuring. I have a numerical number that I'm also looking for on my scale. I'm not telling y'all what it is, but I do have a measurable number. So I know what I want the scale to say. And I also have clothing. Actually, there's a dress, a pair of pants that I have to say, okay, when I can wear these and look good in them and be comfortable in them, that's how I'm measuring my weight loss success or weight management. Not so much a loss, it's a concern. Weight management success. Then is it attainable? So for those of you who also have these weight loss goals or concerns, I love the Live Smart app. I'm a big fan of it. And so one of the things that you can actually put into the app to say, I want to lose, let's say you say I want to lose 10 pounds a week. It's going to tell you that's not healthy, that's not sustainable. It's not a healthy goal. And so when we talk about attainable, for me to say, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds this month, I know health-wise that isn't a good thing. And it's not a normal healthy weight loss. It's not a good idea. So are you saying I want to make $1 million in the month of January and last month you made 10,000? So it's great to have a goal, but is it attainable? Is it a SMART goal? Just asking. All right. So the next thing, is it relevant? That's the R. So if your mission and goal for this year is, so like for 2021, I want to live this. Yeah, I do. I want to live my best life. I want every year of my life to be better than the year before. Right. And so if I say my goals and when I talk about success, I always say each person has to measure success for themselves. If you've heard me before, I always say, I know I'm successful when I can travel and not have to think about it. Right? So if I say tomorrow I want to go to France, I don't want to go to France tomorrow. But if I did, I should be able to go and not have to think about how much does it cost and hindrances and also even my schedule. Like I should be able to leave my office and be like, okay, I'm gone for a week. I'm out. And it should be okay. Like that to me is how I know that I've been successful, is when I have set my life up to meet that. My second measurement of success, my mother is calling. On cue, the other piece of my measured success is that I am there for my mother whenever she needs me. I don't have a backup this week. If someone else is watching, please call my mother and see what she needs. Okay. I'm gonna have to wait a minute to call her. We're gonna take another commercial break so I can call my mother back in just a moment. But that's my other measurement of success, right? That I can be there for her for whatever her needs are, whatever she has going on. And although she should know that I'm on right now, she outranks you all. So I'm going to take a break in just a moment so that I can go answer her call, right? But when we talk about relevant, if I say that those are the two things that are the most important to me, right? The two things that are the most important to my success, I say, are making sure that I have enough so that I can travel without a question, without a doubt, or to be there for my mother whenever she needs me. Those are my measurements of success. So if something else comes up, is it relevant? Does it help me get to the point where I can do whatever it is I need to travel? Does it help me do more for my mother? If it doesn't, it's not relevant. So that means that answer is like, is it a priority or not? We're always going, should I be focused on this? Is this relevant? Is this important? Should I be doing that right now? Here's how you measure. Here's how you know whether or not something is really actually important. All right. And so far, we talked about it has to be specific. It needs to be measurable. It needs to be attainable. It needs to be relevant. And then for the T, it needs to be time specific. So it's not enough to say, oh, I have this goal and I want this done. I have this goal and I'm setting this for this date. 3 months from now, 6 months from now, what is the date? When does it have to be done? What needs to occur with that? That's what you have to figure out and stick to it. And that's how you know you have a SMART goal. All right, so right now we're going to shoot back and have another word from our sponsors while I check in with my mother.
Hey, it's Jackie Page here, and I am excited to announce the start of the IndieTube Awards. What's IndieTube and what are the awards, you may ask? TheIndieTube.com is a free video sharing platform for independent music artists and film producers like yourself to upload your work and have it seen throughout the entire world. And we have put together an award show to highlight the best in film and in music on our platform. Now the winners will get an award and a cash prize. And to participate, what you will need to do is create an account on TheIndieTube.com, upload your best music video or film, and send the info to info@TheIndieTube.com. If selected, we will let you know. Remember, winners receive a cash prize. We will stream live on January 15th, the IndieTube Awards. Sign up now at TheIndieTube.com and start watching all types of independent films and music videos and vote on your favorite by December 25th.
All right, hello, and welcome back again. So as you can see, the IndieTube Awards are coming up. So they have what's the end of the month? When's the cutoff? Okay, so the awards themselves are coming. You had some time where you could have submitted somebody that you might have thought should be a participant, but now you're going to get ready because you're going to see the IndieTube Awards themselves. Okay, so we were talking about SMART goals. All right, so just to summarize for those of you who might just be joining us. First and foremost, we started off with our word for the week, effectuate. That just means get in there and get it done. Use some force, make it happen. We talked about our book it moment. Our book for the week is The Introvert Entrepreneur. So even though we live in an extroverted society, understanding that introverts bring a lot to the table. And I don't say that just because I'm an introvert, although that does give you reason to know that it's true. And then, of course, we talked about our time tool technique, and I just want to revisit that for just a moment once again, where we're talking about making sure that as we're setting goals, like right now, how many of you all are making New Year's resolutions? Christina over there says no. All right. I have seen so many posts from people like, oh, I resolve, because that's what a resolution means. I resolve to do XYZ for this year. And I would love if anyone out there on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this, if you're listening to the podcast, in the month of March, if any of you is still doing your New Year's resolution, let me know. Please. I don't know how to reward that. I think I just want to know. I just want to know. Because it's so rare that people who are setting New Year's resolutions are actually like following through with them. So I'm very curious to know. And so, like, I'm not saying they're not good ideas, because they are. They're amazing ideas, but how many people are actually like really following through with those? Somebody tell me. Okay, anyway. So I'm just curious. So if that's you, hi there, Boba Kiss. If that's you and you're really out there and you make a resolution and you stick to it, I would love to meet you. Honestly. So, but here's the thing, even if you're setting aside your resolutions, your goals, your quantifiable goals for the year, we want to make sure that you're doing them smart, that you get smart about it. And so that's why we were just sharing the smart guide for like how you make goals. And once again, can you all say it with me? That means to make the goals specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific. If you are making a goal, a resolution for the new year, and it's not all of those things, then it's not smart. That's the bottom line. And so we want to make sure that you're making the goals that are going to be effective for you. We want your success. That's the whole reason we do this show each week, not just for recreation, but really to bring you the time tool techniques, to bring you the information that you need to be able to accomplish what you need, to be a better entrepreneur. And those of you who might just be a side hustler, even to be a better leader in your workplaces, like whatever you're doing, to help you do that better. That is the whole point. And I also realized I didn't share the new theme song this week. Okay, so I'm gonna get with our producer, Christina with a C of the Imagine Media Lab, and we're gonna record it. I don't know when, because we haven't gotten around to it yet. We're gonna make a smart goal about it. Christina, we're gonna say when we're gonna get that done. Yes, indeed, we will. I'll put some time on it. Today. Fine. We're gonna do it today. Okay, but here's how it goes. Here's a segment of it. It's not all of it. It's just a segment of it. Okay. Because I frequently get asked. I have people like Barry on last week who cannot say the word WorkHARDAholic. Now, I know I made the word up, but by now I've been using it for over a year. Over a year? 2 years? Over a year? Something like that. So I need everyone to know what a WorkHARDAholic is and what the word means. All right? So put it into a song. You ready? Let's go. For those of you who are wondering what does it mean, it's the movers and the shakers always doing something. So if you want to live in balance and make some more green, WorkHARDAholics. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, I enjoy myself. If no one else does, I enjoy myself. Okay, so that brings us to this lovely point once again. For those of you who are watching, because of the fact that I've been doing this small business consulting thing for over 25 years, sincerely, if you have a small business question, something you'd like for us to address, a topic, a guest you'd like for us to have, let us know. The beautiful thing about having done this for so long is that we have access to lots of wonderful, wonderful people, resources, and tools. So one of the things that I want to share, especially as we're talking about goal setting, smart goals, we are also introducing, I think February 1, I have to check the dates. I think it's February 1. I'm pretty sure it's February 1. Is the kickoff for our Accounted For program, right? That's ACCOUNTED, the number 4, Accounted For. And it's a program that we did years ago in conjunction with Senator Warner and the Virginia Women's Conference that he normally hosts. One of my favorite events, by the way. So we're bringing that back February 1, 2021. And I know that there's been a couple of you who've reached out and said you were interested. Give me by next week, I will follow up with all the details. And so here is the deal. A lot of us, myself included, this is one of the areas for me. I am great in helping other people get their stuff done, but I have a tendency of letting my stuff fall off, right? That's something general, as a woman in particular, that's kind of normal. And so for a lot of us, we need accountability. And it can be as simple as having someone else, as I mentioned before, like in business, like when I'm dealing with Christina with a K, if we're coming to a meeting and we're not prepared, we have to pay. And I mean, we have to pay $50. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to just give somebody $50. Like, for what? And so that's part of the repercussions. And repercussions are an important part of accountability. For some of you, it's enough to know that you'd be embarrassed if you don't have it done. Or you know that, well, I've had some people, it's true, it's hilarious, but true. I've had some people who participate. And so they know that they're meeting with the group the next day. So they get everything done the day before. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes, right? And so it's a paid subscription. You commit to like either 6 months or the year, and you'll get an accountability partner, tools on goal setting. There's a vision board, goal setting party included, and a bunch of other stuff, resources and tools. And part of the reason why I brought it back is because I heard so many people who were like floundering in 2020 for good reason. There was a lot that was happening in 2020. It's a lot still happening now. There was a lot going on. And so recognizing that, wanted to give you all some tools to help you get, resettled, to renew your foundation so that you can, really like work hard, play harder. Like to really have your life in order and to have everything the way that it should be so that you can live the life of a true imbalanced workaholic. All right. And on that note, that kind of takes us to our work hard, play harder moment. I feel like every segment should have like a little like ditty that like introduces it. I'll think about that too. Sometimes when I am doing my quality time's at the beach. So if you follow me on TikTok, Instagram too, because I'll post it there, you'll often see that there's like the beach in the background. So when we talk about like work hard, play harder, part of the reason why you will find me frequently at the water, be it cold, warm, I prefer hot. I prefer tropical, but I don't live in the tropics right now. I live in Virginia. And so on that note, Virginia has all 4 seasons, sometimes in the same day. And so it could be cold, it could be hot, it could be rainy, it could be whatever. It could be snowing, and then the snow can go away. That is Virginia. Love it. And so, but it soothes me to go to the beach. And so a lot of times we don't think about the self-care aspect. We think about what we do for others, what has to be done, this assignment, this must happen. But what are you doing to make sure that you're in balance? Like, what are you doing to make sure that you're healthy? And so, and your body is talking to you. That's the thing. Your body is talking to you, right? So like, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago that I had a massive weight gain, like over just like a week or two. And I recognized that it was because I wasn't taking care of me, because I was prioritizing everyone else. And at that point, I even knew at the time that I was putting myself aside, but everyone else's stuff was just really like dire and had to happen. And so I was willing to temporarily put myself on hold so that I could better be of assistance to other people. And so right now, I have gotten everyone else to the point where they're not, except for like that call I just had. So everyone else isn't so dire, so I can come back now. Okay, I have put myself back on the schedule, which is why I'm telling you all right now, for real, I'm taking a week off. It's gonna happen soon. What are you doing for your self-care? Are you waiting for your hair to fall out before you take care of you? Are you waiting until you have ulcers and you're trying to figure out why you can't sleep and you have headaches, or you're snapping at people, or you're short-tempered? Everything makes you angry. Like your reaction is not normal. your normal anyway. All right. That's when you have to sit back and say, so what am I doing to take care of me to make sure that I am the best me that I can be for everyone else? All right. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. The better you are, the better you can be for other people. So, like, for example, I'm a consultant, right? I'm a small business consultant. This is what I do all day and many nights. I sit around and talk to people about their business, their lives, and help them do them better, right? And so when I am healthy and whole, then my ears can be totally open, my heart is open, my mind is open, and I can listen to be able to really hear what they're saying and to hear what they're not telling me, so that I can ask the right questions, provide the right suggestions, give the right ideas. But when I'm sitting there and all I'm thinking about is my own stress, my own concerns, my own issues, my own hungers, my own pains, then I am not as good for other people. It's just the way that it is. And that's my example of me. But what about for you? I actually had I had a new client meeting recently. And the thing that I told them, I apologized to them. And I said, I'm so sorry because I'm not fully myself. And so I know that I could have given them more. Now, it was their first meeting with me and they didn't know any better. So they were like, oh my God, that was amazing. And I was like, yeah, that was a percentage of what you could have gotten. All right. But when you take care of you, you can be a better you for everyone else. So when we talk about being a workaholic, it's true. We're still getting the job done. We're still doing a million different things. We're getting all kinds of things accomplished. We're coming up with, more books and more podcasts and more, we're doing it. We're doing it. But we still need to make sure that we're taking time to take care of ourselves. If for you that means a manicure and a pedicure, a massage, a vacation, quiet time, Rita often does the silence, right? And so if that's meditating, if it's a journal, if it's prayer, whatever it is, even if you have to go lock yourself in your car just so you can be by yourself and do what you need, if that's what you need, figure that out. Figure out what you need. Do that. And be okay with it. Furthermore, if you're really doing it correctly, then you're going to let the other people in your life know as well. Right? So it shouldn't be a surprise, right? It shouldn't be that you have to run off to the man cave because everyone else is getting to you and they don't understand why. Furthermore, the man cave or your woman or your she cave mean nothing if everyone doesn't understand what the rules are. So I have recently been thinking about this in particular because I'm a closed door person. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to communicate to the people around me, because if it's closed, so normally the pattern has been, I'm just giving you as an example. The pattern has been, if the door to my office is closed, that means I'm busy. If my door is closed and the curtain is closed, that means do not disturb. I don't care what is going on. Don't bother me. As the old play goes, don't bother me. I can't go. Y'all probably don't even know that musical. It's very old. But it could be because I keep my door closed a lot because I'm an introvert. And so people are thinking it's okay to enter. I'm really thinking this through. And you have to do the same. Like, you have to figure out, like, what are your real boundaries? What are your real rules? Like, so sometimes you can come to my door and knock and I'll say, come on in. And other times I'll look at you and turn my back and keep doing what I'm doing. And so it's important for you to know, like, really, like in my case, why do I close? Am I closing the door just because I need peace and quiet? Or am I closing the door because I really need to be blocked off and locked away? And when I figure out what that means, then I need to communicate with those around me so they too can follow the same protocols. A lot of times we have in our head an idea of what we think is true, but if you're not telling anyone else, then they don't know. You can't hold someone else accountable for information that you didn't give them. They don't know. If you don't share, they don't know. Just a thought. Okay, so we're coming down to our last few minutes together. And I will repeat once again. So, yeah, I had a squirrel moment. Thank you, Christina. I had a total, like, my mom was a squirrel. Okay, I'm back now. Those happen. I told you I haven't had my vacation yet. It's coming. So I'll have fewer scroll moments. And that's another thing. So are you more easily distracted right now? Is your ADD kicking in a lot stronger than it was before? Yeah, I might need to take a little self-care. All right. So as we're coming to a soon close, as our first week, wow. So one, thank you all, everyone. I want to thank everyone for watching, sharing, commenting, being a part of this process with us. That's the first thing I want to say. Because you are why we are here. So, in a synopsis of what we talked about so far this evening, tonight, it's actually afternoon, right? So it's not really evening. I told you, vacation. I'm gonna get it. It's coming. Give me a moment. All right. So, but as our first episode of 2021, I really want you all to be thinking about, what are you looking to get out of this year? It needs to be intentional. We're taking time out for excuses. Just because you're an introvert and no one recognizes me. When I'm in a meeting, no one hears what I have to say, or no one knows that I did that. They don't know because you didn't tell them. Okay, sorry. That might not have been what you thought I was going to say. But there's a reason they don't know. So there are no more excuses. None. As I've said before, every pain point is an opportunity, especially for an entrepreneur. So there's so much you could be accomplishing and doing, and we want you to accomplish and do all those things and more. But that just means that sometimes in the process, things are a little different. And it's up to you to decide how you're going to adjust to that. It's up to you to decide how you're going to assess your surroundings, assess your situation, and make the necessary changes to be a success in 2021. So if you're interested, once again, and accounted for, drop a line, drop a message, hold a hand up in one of these platforms. We'll see it, and I'll be sure to share that information. Do be good, and it's a good time to go read the book Introvert Entrepreneur by Kate Bulow. And just check it out. Especially, so here's my thing, as an introvert, the book in particular is very helpful to the introverted entrepreneur. So this book is really for us. But if you're an extrovert, I think it's a great thing for you as well to learn more about your counterparts who are introverts. Especially if you are a manager or a supervisor, it's going to help you greatly to know how to manage the introverted team member, because they have a lot to offer, because they see it all. They know exactly what's happening. They know everything that's happening in the office because they see it all, they internalize it, and they're the exact person that you want to have in your team, because they're going to know, hey, you might want to consider XYZ because such and such is happening over here, or so-and-so's about to leave, or this is what's happening over there. That's the benefit of making sure you hear the voice of your introvert, even if they're not the ones who are going, I want to talk. It's up to you to establish that relationship so that you can learn more of the insight that they have to share, because they're going to have lots. They're going to have lots and lots and lots to share. All right. Then we also shared with you about, I want to share with you about your time tool technique, which is SMART. We want to make sure that you have SMART goals, right? That they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific. So whenever you are gearing up to make those goals, that's what we'll make sure that you're doing, that you're making them SMART. And then that in the end, you're going to be much more successful in having those happen. And then we'll wrap that all up with your work hard, play harder moment. And that's really for you to recognize that self-care is not selfish. All right? Self-care is necessary, it's needed, it's vital. You take care of you so that you can take better care of others. First and foremost. That's the thing that we want you to know. All right? And I'm also sharing with you, as I keep telling you all, especially in the beginning of this year, I want so much for you all. I want so much for you all to be able to accomplish and to do and to get it done. And that's why we're offering Accounted For. And for those of you who aren't going to be a part of Accounted For, you can still participate in the goal. I think you can. I haven't decided. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. If you are someone who follows WorkHARDAholics, that's what I'll say. Here you go. If you are a WorkHARDAholic supporter, you watch the lives, you watch it in replay, then for you and you alone, we will open up the vision board party that will happen in February. That I know. Because February is our Love Your Business month. And so that's when we'll kick off Accounted For. That's also when vision board goal setting party is going to occur also in February. And so if you are a fan here, we will allow you to participate. I mean, it's a fee, but still. I had originally intended only to do it with the accounted for people. But because you all are so special, we'll include you too. But you will have to remind me that. Send me a message and say, hey, I want in, and I'll send you more information. Or as you hear that date coming, as you hear that day approaching, you'll let us know. All right. And so right now, we're getting ready to wrap it up for real. I know it doesn't seem like it, because we still have 10 minutes. Don't doubt it. We still have 10 minutes. I'm just letting you know we're winding down. We're winding down. We're coming soon to the close of our program. And so for you all, as I mentioned before, things that are coming up will be February 1, will be the beginning of Accounted For. We're also getting ready for our new series of seminars and workshops here at the Women's Business Center. So if there are topics or things that are of interest to you that you have questions about, let us know, and we'll make sure to bring and put those into the calendar. So that you can, get what you need to succeed. Get what you need to succeed. I feel like that should be like a motto, a tagline, a something. Giving you what you need to succeed. That'll be it. That's what it is right there. And if you haven't purchased my books, go get them. All right. So just a few more minutes. Forgive me. I'm honestly meditating on what my mother said to me during the commercial break. I'm going to take care of that next. Because once again, as I mentioned, my measurement of success is two things. My measurement of success for me is 1, being able to travel without thought, and 2, being able to take care of whatever my mother needs. So she called me in the middle of the show with a need. So now my mind is already prepared to go take care of that first before I do anything else. Because when we talked about smart goals, right? Specific. And when I say that, my goal is to make sure that my mother has what she needs. So that could be financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Okay, how do I measure that? In this case, my mother's very vocal. I can actually set that up. So for me, it's knowing like there are levels to her happiness and joy that I can actually see and measure and know. And so I can also put that out in time. That means that is it attainable? Can I supply? Can I make her happy? Can I give her what she needs to be happy? Not all the way, but there's certain things that I can do. Is that relevant? Yes, because I only have 2 goals in success, and that's one of them. Time specific. What timeline will I use for that? So like for my mother, one of the things I did for her, I helped her get started with her podcast. Right now, I'm editing one of her books. All right. And so like, these are things that I can put into a timeline. So I know that I can accomplish the main goal, which is all very relevant to my 2 main things that I measure my success on. So while you're making smart goals for yourself, that should be in alignment with that as well. I'm just saying. All right. And for those of you who are looking for office space, co-working space, please come join us at the center at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Love to share that. Always love to point that out. And so I also recognize, as we're once again coming to a close, I will say if you want to get in contact with me, here are all the ways that you can reach me. And so, Christina, can you give me that slide? Because I don't remember them all. And so for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything is at WorkHARDaholic. And then if you're trying to get in contact with anything relating to the center, it's at WBCRVA. And then, of course, if you want to email me, you can take your pick. There's Shirley at WorkHARDaholics. That's the one place there's an S. The website is WorkHARDaholics.com. So it's Shirley at WorkHARDaholics.com or Shirley at WBCRVA.com. So if you have a question, idea, a thought, a concern, please share. And all I can think is, of course, like, share, subscribe, repeat, like, share, subscribe, repeat, like, share, subscribe, repeat. Yes, that's my own ditty that I love to share with each and every one of you. And so we also mentioned coming up is the IndieTube Awards. Is that January 31st? January 15th. What time? 7 p.m. Oh, yeah, okay. So January 15th, 7 p.m. at the Bird Theater here in Richmond. But that also means that it'll probably streamed, and you can probably see some other options. Yes. And so for those of you who don't know what the IndieTubes are, so just think independent YouTube. I don't think we can make that any plainer. I think that covers it. And so different individuals, companies, corporations, etc., are being rewarded for their contribution to the online community with wonderful shows like WorkHARDAholics. Like us, we're not on the oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, we can't win. We can't win. We're a sponsor. That's what I meant. We can't win because we're a sponsor. But it's wonderful and it's amazing. So especially for you up and coming individuals who have songs and ideas and show concepts, Tyler Perry might not knock on your door tomorrow, but you can knock on his. If you're creating something on IndieTube and you're making it, think about all these wonderful stories. Like you hear the stories about the Justin Biebers of the world who are found on YouTube. That could be you. So you don't have to wait for someone else to make it happen for you. You can make it happen. That's the essence of everything we've talked about today. All the way back to Effectuate. Right? You determine your fate. You determine your success. You determine. Other people can help. An influencer can skyrocket you, but if you don't have any substance, you can't stay there. And that's what we want for you. We want you to be successful in your everyday existence, especially as an entrepreneur. In the workplace, wherever it might be, we want you to succeed, and we want to give you the tools that you need to succeed. Giving you the tools you need to succeed. I'm going to be thinking about that. I feel like there's a tagline in there. I feel it. No one else feels it. I feel it. Okay. Alrighty then. So once again, you can reach us at WorkHARDaholic, any of our social media platforms, at WBCRVA, at Shirley E. Crawford. C'est moi. That's me. All right. And so we look forward to seeing Christina Socialita Christina next week. Wish her good thoughts and happy thoughts. And we look forward to seeing her with us next week here. And once again, we give thanks to Christina, our producer here at the Imagine Media Lab. Imagine yourself here. And you can find them at Imagine Media Lab. All right, so we're closing this party down. We're going to close out with another word from our sponsors. And once again, saying thank you all for joining us once again on WorkHARDaholics. Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family.